whatever you want to call it. Don't look back, Tanganga, and the man who come up with the idea, fucking ain't even here. So that worked out well, didn't it? So yeah, thanks for that, Dan. No doubt he'll join us in a minute and talk to the devil. Is that him? It is him, isn't it? It is. Young Daniel is. Oh, you added yourself to the stage.
No, I've not done anything. I've no idea what's happened there because Ben's disappeared off the screen as well.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yeah, decent. Yeah, I've disappeared from the bottom of mine as well. So
evening, everyone. I can't see myself. I'm hoping you can hear me all as well.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Probably better for everyone if they don't have to see me. To be fair, so have you got the wrong layout on, Mickey? I think I can see what you've done here. There you go.
There we go.
Oh, IT department, Dan.
That was fair, wasn't it?
That was an interesting start.
Let's just get rid of that set here.
Mickey, can I just say, fair play. You've managed to get back from Bahrain bloody quickly, considering you had a darts game literally a couple of hours ago.
Anyone thinks he's funny. Thanks for joining. See you later. Yeah. You see, that's it. There, you throw me all over the place. Because
I was going to say we're already playing a risky game there anyway, aren't we?
It's all right. You know, it is what it is. We just listen. If there's anyone out there who's got a business and you want to sponsor us, then get in touch. It's not that bad. We can come to a deal on it. Now there's an idea there. Look, good evening to everyone. I've popped up. Chris Brown got a treat for you in a minute, in case you haven't seen it.
He's seen it.
Has he seen it?
He must have. He must have seen it.
I don't know. He might not have done. I don't know if he does Instagram, to be fair. But yeah, I was thinking Tanganga to the tune of Tequila. That's not bad. That's not a bad shout to a fair.
We have been discussing these potential chant.
We can't really do chants, can we? We're Millwall, for fuck's sake. No. Something with your beloved, mate. And I didn't realise until something I saw the other day. So yeah, I didn't realise about the thing. So in fact, I think I might have two treats for you tonight, Chris. So yeah, let's see. So then, gents, we have signed a player. Spurs has Champions League, Premiership experience. Depending what side of the Millwall Twitter you follow, one side have already written him off, and one side thinks he's Messiah, and bottom left-hand side underneath me thinks we're going to win the European Champions League and every other league we can. Isn't that right, Benjamin?
Well, that wasn't because of Tanganga. I'll get that name right. But we are going to win the Champions League in a couple of years. I reckon we're going to sign him in the summer as well. You know, I've just got this sneaky feeling. Giving him the number 6 shirt.
Is a marquee number. We have given him number 6, yeah.
Number 6 shirt, and he's out of contract, isn't he?
Who was the last player to wear number 6 for us?
Sean Williams, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say it's Sean Williams.
Yeah, good shout. I didn't know. That's why I asked.
That could be a good shout, signing him permanently. Although the only issue I have at the moment is that Spurs have got the option to extend by a year, haven't they?
But why would they want to? Why would they?
They're not going to. The Augsburg loan had a conditional buy clause. Conditional obligation to buy. So normally that would be related to appearances, right? And obviously he got injured, then the manager came in. So if they wanted to extend that contract, they wouldn't have included that. If they wanted to keep him, wouldn't they?
That's true. Opinion. But if he starts playing really, really well for us in the next 6 months, and they can get a fee for him next summer, they could do that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Cresswell, we don't go back in for Cresswell at some point.
Do you think this could be a short-term fix, and then we go for Cresswell properly in the summer?
Yeah, 100%.
I can see both.
100%.
Why not just take them both? We'll take them both.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. I don't know. The unlimited money tree has just been planted outside the den, and we're just going to sign all these players. But it's clear he wanted a centre half who's comfortable on the ball. We wanted Cresswell. I think we did. We're not going to pay the money that Leeds want. and I don't expect us to this in January. So go back in the summer and see what you can do then.
I think that's
I suppose to be fair, that's probably true enough, isn't it? I think if that is what it is, then yeah, great, fantastic. But part of me, I don't know. I'm always cynical with these transfer rumours and whatnot, where they go, "Oh well, yeah, they bid for him," and all of that, but never tell you what you bid. Do you know what I mean? It's like if it was 4 million, what Leeds wanted, and we went in at 1 million, or even 2, we're never really going to get him anyway, are we?
No, but the club's not going to tell everyone what money they've got, because if there is another player that comes along that they do want to get, and everyone knows that we've got X amount, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that.
I know that. I get that, but you know where I'm coming from. So yeah.
And with Cresswell, there's a few comments, people saying that he may well find another club in the meantime. Someone might be willing to pay whatever Leeds want, and if they do, they do. But I don't think you can get into the realms of just offering silly money because it's Charlie Cresswell. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't want us to spend a huge amount on him.
David Turner says, targets. No chant for a loanee. Dan Riggs, evening. Evans, number 6.
Oh yeah, of course, George Evans.
Yeah.
Fabrizio, mate, that fucker couldn't even spell our name.
Fraud.
Don't take anything out of him, mate. Do you know what
fraud
I mean?
Rizzio, fraud Mano.
Yeah, he will play really well for us and then get a move to a bigger club at the top of the Championship, most likely. Evening, gents. Won't Cresswell have a perm with another club by the summer?
Maybe.
But say someone has signed Creasy before or by the summer, we're back to square one. We need a big striker desperately.
I am going to say though, Charlie Cresswell isn't the only centre back in the world. Like there are other defenders out there that we could, I know it would be nice to have had him back, but I'm sure that if we can identify Tanganga, and we've identified Ballard and Cresswell in the past, I'm sure that there's another defender out there that we could get on.
Usually we're pretty good at identifying centre halves. That's one position where we haven't usually struggled to recruit.
And just with Tanganga as well, just on him playing for us and going to another Championship club, yeah, that is possible. But he has chosen us. He had 3 other options in the Championship and in Serie A. If you are to be
AC Milan. Do you really believe that he was going to AC Milan?
Well, what's his name went out there? The other Chelsea fella. What's his name?
Loftus-Cheek tomorrow.
Loftus-Cheek went out there. Yeah, he weren't playing. I'm not saying Tanganga was, but look, Augsburg were ready to pay £10 million for him this year. So, in fact, he mentioned Edwards and knowing him from youth level, didn't he, in his interview? So he obviously wanted to come to us. So I don't think it's beyond the realms of
actually name dropping Mourinho and Cons has people he checked up to see what the player was like. Yeah, we can deal with that.
There's levels to this, isn't there? Rather than
they're both out of work at the moment as well, aren't they? So I wonder if we can possibly tempt them into maybe a little bit of a backroom role for now.
Director of football, Jose is the new director of football at Millwall. Conte on the coaching staff and just like getting everyone rolled up just before they go out to play.
I would have thought that Cresswell was too much, and maybe Dorrington would have cost a bit as well. And unproven, maybe Aldo was sold the idea of Tanganga as an alternative option. Well, I mean, depending on what you want to believe, allegedly it was Football Manager world champion Aldo who suggested Tanganga to Joe Edwards. Personally, I think that's probably PR fucking spin, but hey ho.
But I think we are shopping in a bit of a different market now, aren't we? We aren't just relying on Gary Rowett to call up who he's just managed at his recent clubs and see if they want a contract.
Yeah, but I mean, Joe Edwards won. What did he win? The European or the World Cup with him in the under-20s?
Can't remember. He won one of them.
Yeah, so it was either the European or the World Championship, with the World Cup even in the kids that he won it with him. So fair play. He's probably got a better wage. So yeah, some idiots were saying get Phobie back. No offense to any idiots in here. to chase us. But yeah, London, that's where his family is. No reason more than that. No, I think you're right. Evening, lads. Evening. I mean, personally, I personally think that Tanganga is probably a player that is suited to us, and I'd also say that this was his audition.
He's unhappy with the challenge. Tanganga and Zaha are going to have to be separated here. John Moss has stepped away, and the senior players are trying to pull Tanganga away. It all came about because Tottenham had seen that Moura was down, and it's still continuing down there, Jermaine.
Yeah. Look, it is a strong challenge from Tanganga. But Tanganga's upset the game's not been stopped for Lucas Moura. But this is where Wilfried Zaha needs to grow up, in my opinion. He's going to take...
Now, could you imagine that against Leeds at the Den, or even at Leeds, first 5 minutes, and he sticks it on fucking one of Leeds' players, mate? The
Charlie
crowd
Cresswell
would go mental. The crowd would go absolutely Garrity. And I think, and I know it's only his 11th week. He's only been here 11 weeks tomorrow, right, Edwards? And I'm going to say it out there. He fucking gets us. He knows the sort of players the fans want. He knows the sort of football we necessarily want. And I think that out of every manager we've had recently, he fucking gets us.
Yeah, the thing is with Edwards is, and I've said this a few times on a load of the shows, that this job and the club, whilst he's not a Millwall fan, we all know that, but this job and the club mean a lot to him, and it will mean a lot to him throughout his career because we gave him the opportunity to be to be managing as the main man, the first professional job. And I think whilst that doesn't always mean that you understand what it takes to be Millwall manager, but I think he's realised that he's got to try and use what he can, get the crowd on side, signing a player. I know it's only a video clip, but someone who's prepared for a little bit of a battle, a little bit of a scrap. So he does get us, Edwards, but I do think there's a lot that goes in behind the scenes with him. I'm not saying it's fake at all, but he knew that the fans were unhappy. They were against Rowett. And let's face it, most of us were. You can't argue that. But he's getting us on board, and it's his first real break to make something of his managerial career. So why would he not try and put everything into it?
I tell you, Gary Rowett's having quite a few pops at people at the moment on his podcast, isn't he?
I haven't listened to any of it, to be honest.
I just saw he's on Sky Sports at the moment, though.
Oh, is he? But he's having a few pops at people. I mean, so I've not heard it yet. I've got to listen to it. But Danny got Zaha better than that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And then Nathaniel Klein as well, I think.
Yeah, so he did get sent off that game, but who cares? It's worth taking a red for that, mate, just to knock him on the arse. Do you know what I mean? I think it was great. Yeah, I agree. I was just about to say that, Baz. I think it was a Norwich game what made Rowett realise that actually he's probably lost the fan base.
Norwich probably for both of them. Rowett.
He's on about Edwards there, isn't he?
Rowett lost the fan base at Norwich.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought it was Norwich, but Rowett was where he lost it.
I was about to say, I think your point's still valid, Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
Both Norwich games seem to be turning points for different reasons. There was no coming back for Rowett at Carrow Road, really. And Edwards, as that comment said, I think he realised just what happens when the crowd do get onside. It's a difficult place to play football.
Oh, I totally agree with you, Dan Riggs. Like mentioning certain job titles, obviously within Millwall, and like saying things like, it's a bit of a fancy title, isn't it, for what it is and all that. And you're like, mate, I think in football you don't go around burning bridges, mate, because I think it catches up with you originally, or eventually. Let's put it that way. So we'll see. We need to get these comments moving. None of you in the comments, mate, are getting these comments moving. So Yeah, I don't know. I thought Omar would have joined tonight as it was his birthday the other day, but I think he might be out and about. I don't know. But we are going to QPR tomorrow. And Stephen, you going to QPR?
I am indeed.
Benjamin, you coming down? No. Okay.
No, not down, mate.
I have been given a bag of key rings and different things. So they're not just normal ones, but these are all for. There's some here for obviously for the podcast bit, but there are some here what we for giveaways. But there are some in here what we will take donations for the charities. Look, we've got some.
You'll have half of them. You'll have half of them, or all of them taken off you when you go to QPR.
Look.
Going into their grounds, like
you ain't
literally
getting, don't get into the ground of a bottle.
Nah, not a chance. They'll have all them off you.
But that's why if we sell them, and then people come to us next week for some more.
I think on the subject, not the subject of Tanganga, but on the subject of signings, question for everybody really, and those in the comments. Do we think that the fact that we've signed someone who, I'm not saying a like massive high profile, but for us it's a good signing? Do you think that appeases the fact that we probably really need players in other positions? But has this kind of cooled the pressure on Edwards a little bit
for this week? And the fact that they come out and said that he's been given international, I don't know what that international clearance.
Has to go to UEFA, doesn't it, to be signed off?
But he's been given international clearance that he can play tomorrow. So, yeah.
Ben?
I'm getting in early.
I don't think there's any pressure on Edwards anyway, mate, to be fair. Just being brutally honest, it's...
All right, maybe not Edwards, but Aldo then, if that's his job to bring in players.
I suppose it's going to depend, like we keep saying, on how much money are we going to have in this window. Are we going to be moving players on like Campbell to free up a loan spot? So I think Dan's alluded to it before as well. We are probably at the bottom of the food chain as well when it comes to our targets. We're probably waiting for other clubs to sign players, and then we're going to get players that are out of favour at other clubs. So I like the JT signing. I really do. He's got a lot to prove. He hasn't played a lot of football over the last couple of years, so he's going to want to. I think he's going to be hungry, and he's seen that in his interview. So yeah, I don't think the signing's appeased the need to sign in other areas, but yeah.
Can we just address Twitter bullshit? Because I think I'm so tempted to start a Millwall Twitter account of just one of these fact fucking thingies. Right. Let's start.
Mickey, you can clip this if you want, by the way. If we sign Cassidy on loan, I'll run a marathon.
There we go. That one there is bullshit. And also, I strongly believe that the other one who went round, because it was a person who done it, is renowned for wind-ups, that I don't say that is true, because if it was, the club would have come out of it already.
The journalist that tweeted it has 130 followers, and in the space of 1 hour this morning tweeted that Roy Hodgson had been sacked by Crystal Palace, and then tweeted that they're giving him a contract extension till 2026, 2027.
Yeah.
Do you remember, as I said on the group earlier, do you remember, hang on, Harry, hang on one sec. Harry. You've now posted, but not 100% reliable, okay? After we've said what we've said. But that's what you posted. Hearing that player, Dan, what's the name?
Cassidy.
There we go. Can be done next week. Recently called back from Leicester. The person who informs me is usually spot on. And yet 3 comments down, but not 100% reliable. So is that a bit like saying that if my nan had wheels, she'd be a bike, but she's not? She's a human. Do you know what I mean? I do love that. So yeah, let's have your comments. What's the biggest bullshit transfer rumor you've heard so far in the transfer season?
Well, this transfer window, okay.
Yeah.
Just before we get the comments on that fella that I'm just looking there, the fella that Leicester have lost, he's played 22 games for them this year. I can't understand why, unless he's getting a Premier League move. There's no
apparently,
way.
if you read what all the usual journalists in this country are tweeting, so Fabrizio tweeted it. I think it's Matt Law from the Daily Telegraph tweeted as well that they've recalled him to be a part of his first team squad at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Okay, but we've got a source that says that he could be on his way to. Yeah, okay, all right.
And the rumor is that it's because Edwards has a Chelsea connection. He's told them to recall him so that he can have him rather than less. I mean, it could be true. It could work out, but if it does work out, then unfortunately for Dan, he's doing a marathon, and I have a charity who will give you a space.
And also, I'm gonna,
but for next year.
Just FYI, I'm pretty sure that we made a bet, Dan, about Leicester being top of the league at Christmas, and that Mickey would source a Leicester shirt for you to wear. I'm pretty sure that was a deal that was made, and Leicester have been top all year, mate. So
find the clip, and then if Mickey can source said Leicester top, then it will be.
Dan also said Leicester wouldn't finish in the top 6, which I think is the worst bet of all time.
Dan Riggs' story here is probably true. He's got more truth in it, mate. Nesbitt plays like both his ACLs are fucked anyway. So yeah, yeah, that was a good rumor as well.
That was a great rumor, actually.
That was a great one. Yeah, that was another good rumor.
Oh, that was ridiculous. Someone saw Jed down outside the
collecting my QPR ticket, and Jed Wallace is down there.
Tigger said that the depot was open 24 hours a day, but not at night. Yeah, Trigger. Yeah, that's it. Where's it? Flash score have Saville is out because of the red card, but I thought he'd served all 3 games.
No, he's back. He's back. Him and Casper are back.
We are so back tomorrow.
Dan, they're not called marathons anymore. They're Sneckers.
Dan won't even understand that.
No,
yeah, Danny won't. That's gone straight over his head, isn't it?
I'm sitting there with a blank face. Sorry, Mark.
You see, it was really weird because in the week, I was going to go for tonight's show, I was going to go with Millwall Got Tangoed and the old Tango advert. And then Dan just went, no, I don't like that. I prefer this one. And it was just, yeah, that makes a bit more sense. And it looked a bit better on the text, so on the text as well for the thumbnail. So hence why we did. But at least I gave you full credit when asked on Twitter, Dan.
Yeah,
I did not claim it for myself.
No, that's fair enough.
And I think as you boys all know. Oh, look, Dan being fucking Ben being proper fucking sly, posting from his burner account while he's on the show tonight. Even though the other week this geezer come out and went, I'm not Ben. Feel bad for Honeyman, though, being pucker of late, will now be dropped. Yeah, he's out there, isn't he? According to you, Dan.
Oh, he's back.
Dan, you told us last week, mate, that he was out for fucking 4 weeks or 5 weeks, didn't you? You said
another one of those
after the game. And
he did.
So,
yeah, another one of them sources. This time HP. Did anyone see? You know,
Bobby's on. Bobby's on earlier. He ain't working. I know he's on Facebook. He's working.
Someone's just said that Rowett, obviously you mentioned Rowett's on Sky tonight. I've just seen a tweet here. Interesting, Rowett just saying on Sky Sports that he met Jack Clark and tried to sign him for Wall from Spurs. Guess this was when he chose Leeds. Clark and Wallace would have been a bit special. To think that could, if we'd have got him, that would have been something.
Jack Clark's that time when he was at Spurs, he was slowly heading towards that category of like Jamal Lowe and Kiefer Moore of players that we continually make an attempt to sign every single window and never sign them.
Jamal Lowe has been linked with us, honestly, every transfer window for the last 7 years. And it's like, he's coming, he's doing this, he's doing that. It's just the first time it was exciting. The second time you thought, maybe. And now it's just like, okay. Yeah.
So then, there you go, lads. If enough of you tweet a rumor, we can think of a name. We think of a journalist name. Someone put a made-up journalist name on here, and then if everyone on here posted it out across Twitter, even though Twitter is watching us, and then we'll see if we can get it going. So, sources claim Rowett misses his family. Fuck off, Gary. Oh, we've got a thingy for that, haven't we? Go on, gents. Keep talking, no.
I don't care if Gary Rowett wanted, if he missed his family, if he didn't miss his family. I really don't care. We've arguably got
We've
now,
upgraded.
yeah, we've got a much better manager or someone that can actually take us forward.
Yeah.
So,
we've gone from a pound shop to a fucking, I don't know.
Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, What did I say the other day about thingy? Was it weren't with Rat? It was someone else. If Carlsberg done, that was it. It was a thing about West Ham. I'll find it in a minute. Campbell's still here, considering I was told that he was going.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. I do hope he goes, and I think for his benefit and for the club's benefit, I think he probably does need to go. But
Arthur Notebook is the journalist. There you go. Or Scoot Moline. Scoot Moline's quite a good one, isn't it? Rat can jog a marathon back to his family and stay there. Bosh. There we go.
Bosh.
That was Ben. I mean, that was burner count. So yeah.
The Campbell stuff. It was said that we were only letting him go if we signed someone first, wasn't it? That was the
but we signed someone. So yeah, but I mean,
does that mean we're looking at a centre mid, or maybe now we've got Tanganga? Does he see Leonard as a centre mid and maybe just wants another number just elsewhere in the squad to beef up numbers?
I think that was a case of if a midfielder that Joe Edwards wants becomes available, Campbell will be let go because let's face it, Campbell was a Rowett signing and Rowett didn't pick him. So what chances has he got getting in the team now Rowett's not there? So
John H. Kelly or whatever, however you pronounce that first bit, that would probably pick up. There's enough people who still question John Kelly, but yeah, no, John Kelly's all right. So I mean, yeah, that's that could be quite funny. That would probably get legs on it. But his fifth choice centre mid. What's the point? What's the point of him staying? I don't know. I'm excited this week. You are just. It was like, are we gonna have a moan and groan this week? What we're gonna be talking about and all that? And I just think it's exciting. I think my mate's a QPR, Paul. Good evening if you're watching. And then I texted him earlier that Tanganga basically has got clearance. And he just went, fuck. And I went, yeah, it's brilliant for us. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
He won't play. He's not going to play tomorrow. There's no way he's going to play tomorrow.
I think he'll be on the bench and they might, if we've got the game fairly comfortable, they'll chuck him on, give him a bit of an intro.
Maybe.
I agree with that. Campbell's wages could go on a lone striker, yeah. Richard Lacey. I think it's more of a case if Luton can send him somewhere else. Yeah, I think that's probably more the point as well. Get the Danny Ings to us on loan.
Oh, Mickey's frozen out. Yeah, there he is. To finish that off, get the Danny Ings to us on loan. Rumour going. No.
We can get.
Joe said a number 9 is the hardest signing to make. That tells me there's some moving parts that need to align. So, Dan and Ben, you're still here. Mickey's still struggling. Number 9, realistically, what type of striker do you think Edwards is looking for?
Well, I don't necessarily think we're going to go down that big target man route now. I think everyone that we're going to look to sign now are just going to be more athletic, more agile,